Anyone can be in a position of leadership, be a boss, whether it's a parent, but not everyone that is in that position of leadership is a good leader. So many people walking around in adult bodies, they grow old, but they never grew up. There's a difference. Growing up means you evolved, your way of thinking, how you control your emotions, how you relate in your relationships. It means you grew up. But that's not the case. I'm sure you've seen parents who behave like children, very mature. They grow old, but they never grow up. And so there are so many people in positions of leadership that are not good leaders. And once you're in that position and you haven't worked on yourself, you haven't mastered yourself, you're going to be a menace to that environment because you're supposed to be the one leading, but because you've not done the work, you're going to be a very bad leader. And the ones looking up to you will suffer because of your ignorance. Here are some few examples of the things I've seen with people in a position of leadership that are very bad at it. Let's say you're a parent and you're always gossiping about another child to another child. Like you're telling this child, oh, this and this did this to me, blah, blah, blah. I mean, who's the adult here? Who's the parent? A bad leader will cause chaos in that environment. It's also with bosses. I've seen bosses who, there's a place I used to work, a female boss, and when I got there, they told me everything about this other employee. And so they already instilled a certain picture of how this and this is before I even judged for myself. And that's weak, that's weakness. Every female boss I've come across has been a very bad leader. They're all weak. Not to mention the woman who raised me, weak as fuck. And this is not an attack. It's a teachable moment. And so if you watch this video, just learn from it. Because everyone has room to do better. There's always a new day to improve. Nobody is perfect. One thing about me is I'm a Virgo. Yeah, I know some people don't believe in astrology, but our minds never stop working unless I'm asleep. And so I pick on things, like I can't help it. I see everything. I collect data everywhere I go. I'm just collecting data. I'm just observing. I'm just seeing things. I may not say what I'm seeing, but I noticed your side remarks. I noticed your body language. I noticed how you were staring at me with envy. I caught that joke that you thought was a joke, but you were just projecting your envy onto me in form of a joke so that you can hide your intentions, like we see everything. And so especially women bosses, they make very bad leaders. One, emotional control. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to, like, most people, most humans haven't mastered themselves. It's a very few percentage of people that I would say have reached a point of self-mastery. Like, for instance, if someone is so good at something, like, only a fool would think, let me sabotage this person in their workplace because they're so good, instead of seeing that person as an asset. I need to keep this person. They're so good at this and this and this. Like, I wish bosses, yeah, there's some who do that, but the ones that are on a different level, and not most people have reached that level. There are bosses nowadays that look at your core beliefs, who you are, how you move in the world. Like, it's not just about the skill. There are other things to look for when employing people. Good leadership is not commanding or being forceful in your delivery. Do this and this. I say this because I'm the boss. You follow in line. Nah. A good leader leads through action. They inspire, they teach, they mentor. And you will want to change because, oh my God, like, I want, like, this person inspires me. Like, I want to be, I want to move how they move. But sadly, that's not the case. Most bosses are there to make money. I'm not saying money shouldn't be a priority, but your purpose should be above the profit. Purpose-driven businesses, they move different. Another thing people don't get is, I can be your employee, or I can be your daughter, or your niece, or whoever. A position people think is below, whether it's in age, in finances, in any area of your life. I can be below you, but we're not peers. Peers meaning I am above you in terms of the work I've done on myself. Get that? Like, the few female bosses I've worked for, there's no one, and this is a fact, there's no one who's above me in terms of self-mastery. They're all below me. But because they gave me a job, they think that that's all. Like, yeah, I have this establishment, and so I'm above you. Or because I raised you, you're gonna fall in line. Which line am I falling into? I have mastered myself. You've not mastered yourself. What are you telling me? Apart from how to get the job done, there's nothing else you can teach me. And that's where most people don't understand. I have done the work. I could teach you a few things. I could teach you a few things on how to move in the world. I could teach you how to master yourself. Yeah, you're looking down on me because you're like, this is a child, or this is an employee. And the more mastered you are, the more evolved you get, the humble you get. And so people think they can walk all over you, or, oh, she's so quiet, I can step on her. But the humbleness comes from knowing that there's always room to learn more. Like, I'm always learning. Every single day of my life, I'm learning. And that's why I move in the world like a blank canvas. I don't pretend to be nice. That's another thing. People pretend to be nice. but they're not kind. Kindness comes from the soul, from spirit. Niceness is fake. I pretend to be nice to hide who I really am. Humility is one way to know somebody will go far, go far in life. Not the fake niceness. Like being open to learn. Knowing that tables turn. There's a lot involved. There's also the part of wisdom. I said this a while back in one of my videos that not everyone is born with a certain level of wisdom. I think wisdom is God given. It comes from source, it comes from the universe, and not everyone has it. So it's very difficult when you're working for somebody who is a fool, or when you have a parent who's a fool. It's very difficult because that relationship is very draining and one-sided, because no matter what you try to show this person, they don't get it because they haven't mastered themselves. They're in that position because of this and this. Even the dumbest person can make money. Money is not a sign of self-mastery. Growing old is not a sign of self-mastery. That's why I need you to get it. Self-mastery is a whole other ball game. Do you know people who are in positions of leadership that exercise very bad leadership? Let me know. Cheers.